And what is the relationship between you personally and the Crimson Moonlight? Because I've seen from Metal Archives that some of the members of Pantokrator used to play in Crimson Moonlight, or maybe is wrong. I don't know.
This what our tall guitarist was playing in Crimson Moonlight back in the days, and now our drummer plays the bass in Crimson Moonlight.
Okay.
So we are kind of intertwined in that way. We met when he was like 15 or something at a camp, like Christian teen camp, whatever. Mm-hmm. And back then he was playing in a more death metal oriented band that just made one demo. And then when they started Crimson Moonlight, they were secret, So they just recorded a demo, and I was selling their demo for them at some like underground concert. But then a few months later, they had their first gig and were revealed, So yeah, we go way back. I made their first logo, and their second logo, and their third logo. So I've been involved in their art a little, and also we are friends. So
The other thing I've noticed, and this is just off the bat, when it comes to like the scene, in general, and I never like if I have to look for black metal music like such as Crimson Moonlight or maybe similar ones like Horde, like it's Ancestor was the other one, it's completely separate from the general black metal. Like if I look at black metal in general, like you don't find these bands. Like it's completely.
Do you mean that there's separate scenes, or do you mean that the sound is different somehow?
No, it's like as if one does not exist. Like if I look at Crimson Moonlight as for example, I don't find your general black metal bands. And if I'm looking for your general black metal bands, I don't see Crimson Moonlight or Ancestor or the other ones.
No,
like it's like two worlds apart, like as if one does not exist when you look for the other.
Yeah, I think it's the Christian scene that doesn't exist,
No, it's just an observation.
Yeah, I understand. It's a well kept secret.
No, I mean like every time you talk to bands or fans or anyone in the industry, perhaps it's always like it's always about the music. So it doesn't matter if I mean. I'm not saying that, like for example, I like to listen to certain music, and I don't like the musicians necessarily, but that doesn't matter because it's about the music, right? It's not like it's not like I have to fall in love with where we're singing just to listen to that music. It doesn't matter.
When you scratch a little on the surface, you'll find more connections.
Oh, really?
For example, Hellhammer from Mayhem is playing the drums on at least one of the Ancestor recordings, for example. So, and that was a surprise when you saw it, And I mean, I don't know how that came about. In the beginning there was quite a lot of animosity towards the Christian scene from the secular one, but the guys I know in Christian bands they listen to secular bands as well. So it's I think the door is not shut from the Christian side, but from the other side, and somehow you have these algorithms and filter bubbles and whatever, and somehow it gets separated because it grew apart. even though, even though there are connections between the secular bands and the Christian ones, somehow maybe it disappears online somehow. Or,
can I ask a next question?
Yeah.
The more I learn about Euronymous and the Varg Vikernes,
yeah,
the more I'm convinced. The more I'm convinced that the two most idiotic character in the whole of metal.
Yeah, maybe.
I just read now in Antesta that during the 90s they received the serious death threats from Euronymous and Varg.
Oh yeah.
So that proves my my theory that the two most idiotic character in all of metal.
I think it's
no wonder they wanted to kill each other.
I was meeting Antester, and when I was before I started playing myself, I was meeting Antester at a gig in Jönköping, Sweden, and I was asking them, how about, because we heard that like secular black metal bands from Norway came to Sweden and threatened Entombed. Because they were
even Entombed.
I mean, Entombed are not Christian at all, They were threatened anyway because they were not evil enough. So I was wondering, well, if they bother to come to Sweden and threaten secular metal bands, how is it to be a Christian black metal artist in Oslo? So I asked the singer of the band if there was a lot of problems with it, and he just said, "Not anymore." And I was like, I didn't dare to keep asking. What did they do to them? And then later I found out it was about what you said, that one killed the other and went to jail. So the two hotheads in the scene just disappeared at the same time, and that calmed everything down, I think.
Okay. I just don't understand that kind of mentality. I mean, first, what business is it of yours? Like, who the fuck are you to tell other people what they should be and should not be?
Yeah.
They're just teenagers with the.
Yeah, the thing is,
it's like, what the hell are you to tell people how to play and how to be?
That is exactly what a black metal person would tell you, So it's hypocritical, right?
So my theory, when I say that the two most idiotic character in all of metal, is indeed correct.
Well, there's a lot to dig from there. So I but they're high up on the list, at least.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anyway, enough about them.
I mean, one of them is dead, and there's some people have problems with speaking ill of the dead, but he's just as stupid even if he's dead. It doesn't change him. I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat him after he died just because he died,
I know, the whole thing is like a comedy, like a really a bad comedy.
Pretty dark comedy, though. Yeah.
Anyway, enough about them.
Yeah. Okay.
Go on. So the latest release, it was in 2021.
Yeah, early 2021. That's the latest one.
I know I'm gonna sound predictable with my next question. Did you record it while COVID was happening?
The last of it, at least. I mean, we take a lot of time when we do stuff, but it was a lot of it was recorded during COVID. But we started before that, We take our good time first. First there were recorded demo versions of every song, and then the band got together and everyone re-recorded it. So yeah, but it was finished during COVID in the end of 2020.
In Spotify, you have a
Yeah.
lot of plays.
That's 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 good. I don't have
Nice.
Spotify, so I don't know.
Oh, it's a very good album.
Yeah, I know it's a good album.
Like really well recorded and really nice songs. Like a, like a super professional. Did you have a
Yeah.
producer and everything?
Uh, it's well, first it was recorded by us, and then it was mixed. But no producer. If we had a producer, it's Richard, the drummer. He
Okay.
was handling a lot of that stuff, and then we got it mixed elsewhere and mastered at a third place. I think I might be wrong here, but I think Yanni Stefanovic was the one who mixed it, and I know that Uffe, I think his name. I don't know if his name is Blomgren or Blomberg. It's I mostly know him as Uffe. He was doing the mastering, but we had no second opinion in recording it. It was just a band.
And did you tour the album?
No, it kind of died there, with the COVID. We couldn't go anywhere. Even if Sweden was pretty open for like small gigs and stuff, we usually play in Europe, and Europe was shut down everywhere. I mean, you were in England, so you know.
Yes, yes.
So, and then now we have some stuff planned, like for gigs in the future, but it was a hard time getting up on your feet again, because the motivation to like meet and rehearse kind of goes down when you have nothing planned and you don't know when anything's gonna open. So we had just first a hard time getting on our feet again, and then a hard time. I think the whole scene had a hard time waking up again, but now it's back.
So are you active as a band?
Yeah, but I mean, we haven't played in a long time, so. But I mean, we are not just. We did not split the band. We are still doing stuff together. So we have a new song recorded that's like almost finished after this album. So yeah, we don't plan to quit anytime soon. What do you mean by active as a band?
No, because I mean, like I see like bands with less plays on Spotify. I mean, if we have to use Spotify as a way
Yeah.
of marking someone's popularity, if you don't mind me saying that.
Yeah, it's okay.
And they tour like crazy, like some bands they tour like crazy, but they don't have the same play count like you guys have.
Well, yeah, can't explain that. I think we have the play count because it's a good album.
That means that people like it and they share it.
Yeah, that's good.
No, it's very positive. I mean, you guys should be proud for the effort, you know. And so, what is Marching Out of Babylon? Is it the story of the Israelite?
It's kind of a mix. I think what inspired it in the beginning. I mean, the title. I mean, the text of the album are pretty spread. The lyrics are pretty. It's not one theme, but the title I think is from the Book of Revelation. Go out from her so that you will not share in her sins and her wrath. Like somewhere chapter 18 or something. Babylon has fallen, and so I think that's inspired by that. That's how I remember it. But then the lyrics are like more. It's not a theme album in the same way that Blood and Aurum was. It's more scattered. But I still think it binds together somehow.
Is there like a main topic or message that you wanted to give?
I think it's about the congregation of Christians in the world. If you have to say one line for the record, it's that, you know. I think that's the overarching theme.
Sorry,
when I look at it. What?
Sorry, could you repeat, please? I missed it. Sorry.
Oh yeah. So if I have to do a one-liner of it, you know, to bind the whole thing, the overarching theme would be being Christian in the world, I think. So it's about the people of God in the fallen world. I think that's my best way to define it as an album.
Do you think that now Christians face some kind of I don't want to use strong words, but do you think it's difficult nowadays to be Christian?
Yeah, I mean, it has been a lot worse. You know,
yes, it has been worse
back in ancient days. So I would not. But I mean, it's. I think it's important for Christians not to cower and hide behind tables. It's time to stand tall and proclaim your faith with no shame. Yeah, I think that's important because, well, if you don't stand up for yourself, who do you think will do it? That's my view. And it's not like the album, these lyrics on this album, the oldest one go back to 2001. So it's not like, it's not written in a frenzy during COVID, the lyrical part of it. It's old. I think the only lyrics written on during the COVID pandemic on that album is Hidden Deep and We the People. The rest is old. Yeah, it's those two. Yeah. Maybe The Last Cheek might not be that old either, but I mean, it's like the title track, Marching Out of Babylon, is way older, and Phoenix Rising is as old as that one, and Day of Wrath has a couple of years. It's from a couple of years back, and Crossroads is the same. Yeah. So it's not like a COVID theme album or something.
No, of course not.
Could have been, yeah, but it's not.
And sorry, I have another quick question.
Yeah.
What do you say to fellow Scandinavians that like sort of abandon the Christian faith in favor of some kind of neo-paganism?
Well, I say it's their loss, you know. It must be the worst trade-off of all time. It's like the Bible words. Why do you drink rotten water from cisterns when there is streaming flows, you know, or flowing streams? I don't know exactly the words of it, but that's the gist of it. Why do you go drinking old troughs and stuff when there's like a springs going down the mountainside of living water? I can't understand it. Neo-paganism is, well, it sucks. Yeah.
Karl, I know it's your interview and not mine, but
yeah,
I always thought about these things because obviously in Italy we had before Christianity we had our own paganism.
Yeah.
If someone like an eccentric person lives like a Roman used to live, I will have more respect. You know what I mean? Like if a person just comes up and say, okay, now I'm a pagan and I live like the Romans used to live, like exactly the same, I will have more respect. But what the hell is neo-paganism? It doesn't make any sense. What is it?
Well, I think it's neo just because it's. I mean,
But what is
if
it?
there was an unbroken line up from then until now, it wouldn't be neo. I think that's just. It's just that it. I don't know where it started actually.
Oh, it's easy. It's easy to point it out. Do you know when it started? It's easy.
Tell me.
It started in Germany during the 30s with someone with a little mustache.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's older than that, man.
No, I mean the way it is now. That's where it came from.
Yeah, it might be true, but I mean, you had the Wicca, for example, like a trial in England to revive the old pagan ways, and they don't really know, so they pick up what they can and then they splice in whatever and they call it paganism. But I mean that's apart from the Hitler thing. I think Hitler was inspired by movements that was already there. He was reading a lot of weird stuff. It's like theosophy, or how do you say it? Theosophy? Theosophy?
Yeah, theosophy, yeah.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I can't speak. And yeah. Well, I guess it all started when Christians started killing people who weren't Christians. they came out from their holes,
And Karl, I've noticed that the album artwork was made by Timon.
Yeah.
It's very popular in the metal scene in making art. How did you work together?
Actually, there's a painting by me of the same stuff, but I sent pictures to him, and I asked him to do his own take on it. So there's old. I think it's 2 older versions by me, and then I gave it to him and asked him to do it in his way because I like his style very much.
It looks like a futuristic kind of tower.
I think when I was working on my versions of it, I think I was a little inspired by Metropolis, the old black and white movie from. I mean, Metropolis meets, Lord of the Rings. Sauron Tower meets an old Swedish Christian metal album called Babylon Has Fallen. Or no, maybe it's called Fall Babylon Fall. It's Veni Domine. It had like dark towers falling, and so I think that also was back in my head.
It says in the middle, investment in blood.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, blood, sweat, and tears. Isn't that? I mean, the blood is the blood of the martyrs is the seed of the church. Isn't that what you say?
I don't know. Also, I'm not familiar with the expression, but it makes sense.
And also Christianity is, it's from God's point, it's an investment in blood, isn't it? When he sends his only begotten son to die for the sins of the world, that's an investment in blood. It also says in the book of Revelation, they overcame him by the word of the testimony and by the blood of the Lamb. Right? So it's a lot of, but if you want to know where exactly the wording comes from, it's from the Devil's Advocate, a movie with Keanu Reeves.
Yes, very good movie. I like it.
Yeah, and he goes down into the catacombs and he meets this weird voodoo guy who speaks some French sounding English, and he says, "We have an investment in blood."
Oh yes. It was sacrificing a goat or something.
Yeah, he was driving nails through a goat tongue or something.
Yes.
And then to put a spell on the persecutor. And then the next day he couldn't speak in court, and he just was coughing, and they had to. Yeah. So I got the line from there, but it has a lot of biblical applications, I think. I often, I hear a line in a movie or a song or read it in a book, and it just sticks. It sticks with me, and I want to use it somehow.
So far you made 4 albums.
Yeah, that's horribly little considering how long we've been going on. But yes, that's true.
And
4 albums, 1 EP, 10-year collection, and before that demo tapes and demo CDs. Yeah.
So
what
it's been like, in this past 20 years, more than 20 years, making music?
Well, I guess we love what we do. Otherwise, we wouldn't keep doing it after so long. I mean, we had, everything that splits up a band, like people move and they marry and they get kids and they, get a work somewhere else or job somewhere else. We went through all of that, and we're still a band. So I guess we love what we do.
And what is aurum?
It means gold in Latin, I think.
Oh,
and it's very hard. It's hard to. Well, let's take this from the beginning. The EP was about Songs of Solomon, so it's kind of out in the trenches. I mean, it's not in the center of Salvation story, right? It's it's kind of on the side, but we felt that needed some music, and then we kind of returned to the center with Blood, like this from like the first animal that dies in the Garden of Eden to give us clothes to Adam and Eve, and up to the sacrifice on the cross. So it's the red thread of the Bible, the blood of sacrifice for sin. And then I felt an urge to go out on deep waters again with Aurum. So it was like, let's do a thing with those parts in the Bible that you don't hear from the pulpit that much because they're strange. So it's a network of mysterious parts in the whole scriptures. And then we went back to the center again with incarnate, but more zooming into on the Christ's time on earth, those years, in ministry. So while Blood goes over all of world history, Incarnate is focused on the Gospels pretty much.
And in Metal Archives, it says that under your profile, it says the band belongs to the group called Ordo Aurum.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you have to do your own internet research on that.
I did. I did. Is this the one? I just pasted you the link on Wikipedia. It could be. It could maybe not.
No. Ordo Aurum Solis is not the same. That's some esoteric occult stuff. So that's not the same. I'm gonna send you a link to the real stuff, and I think you'll.
Must be this one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Can I ask what it's about? You don't have to tell me.
It's this is hard, because
we can do it off record if you want to.
I think we should, because I don't want to spoil stuff for people finding out when it comes to it.
No problem. I'm only asking because
after recording goes off.
because it's in
And I tell you,
Wikipedia, and I was looking for cool questions to ask.
What? Are you running out of?
No, because it's in Wikipedia, so I was looking for cool questions to ask.
Yeah. So, but it's I don't know how to talk about.
Oh, no problem. I think
without
Carl, I think I have enough.
anything.
Carl, I think I have enough for the magazine, so I'm just going to stop the recording.
Yeah. Hey folks, thanks for watching this podcast. If you enjoyed this interview, please like, share and subscribe. Tell your friend, your family and your cat, and stay awesome. Don't forget to check out our store at www.headingmusicartwork.com. Ciao for now.